Hello and welcome everyone to part 2 of my SciText2BodyTranslator tool development journey, where I decided that I need to develop my own tool that can translate from a JSON schema to Markdown and LaTeX formats. And later on, the tool will also support going backwards from LaTeX into JSON, from LaTeX into Markdown body format, and from Markdown into LaTeX or JSON or whatever. I want this tool to be able to go just around every format that I define and that I want to go into, which in the end might be quite serious and pretty demanding, but I will be solving these problems as they come. And the first problem that there is that last time I defined a more, I would say, functional approach to what I do. And since then, yesterday, I've had some time to work on this project by myself without the streaming and without the recording setting here. And I have decided that I will be introducing a document class which will contain sections, which later on those will format themselves, because I've also included a new class called section, and these classes will have their own logic and clause within them. So when I want to create a whole new document, I'll just be adding new sections to it. Then these sections, depending on the format that I choose, will be formatting themselves using their own custom and self-contained methods, like you can see here. So when I initialize a section, I need to provide a title, a level, and a body. And while you cannot see any kind of types here, I have changed the schema a little bit so that the body, the paragraph body or the section body, would be a list of objects which would be sentences and citations for each sentence. And citations can be string, or they can be an empty list, or list of strings, or array, or whatever you want to call this. But so this is the overall goal, to be able to fit the new schema into JSON to LaTeX translation. And I need to verify if I didn't call it any differently, because I think, no, this is not the one. I think I was passing the JSON somewhere. That will be in utils, I think. And yeah, here, see paragraph body. I want to change this to section body because I'm working with sections after all, and not specifically with paragraphs, because a section can have multiple paragraphs, but I'm rather more interested with sentences and not really paragraphs, right? And what else? I would need probably to do that so that the schema is correct. Here I have defined some different various templates to be used. Okay, what else do I need to do here? From what I can remember, I should probably define the section body as some kind of a custom type, possibly my own. So let's try and do that. Let's define a sentence class, which this will not contain a lot, class sentence. And the sentence will be initialized with a list of citations and and a sentence text, right? So self, and then we have sentence string or sentence text, and then citation list, right? So we are importing the required information. Sentence text is a string, citation list is a list, and this we only need to define a list of those to be passed to a section, right? I think we'll figure it out as I go. So self sentence text is equals to sentence text, right? And then the same for citation list. Citation list. And what is important for me, the section body should be a sentence, right? Not really. Yeah. List of sentences. Yeah. Or rather list of objects, but it can be a list of sentences. So section body is a list of sentence. Sentence, import sentence, list of sentences. Right. Section level will be an integer, and section title will be a string. So that is supposed to be correct. And now for the sentence should be able to return a string of itself in different formats. So def, LaTeX, sentence, string, and this returns a string, and needs to take self pass for now, but obviously this just needs to be what section is attempting to do when formatting sentences. Yeah, so self-formatted sentences is here, and yeah, see, so this logic that I defined within section to format sentences, this here will be just sentence dot LaTeX sentence string if I want to do LaTeX, right? And format citations as well. So those two should go away from here, I think, and be moved to sentence class, while here when we format the section, instead of calling self format sentences, we can define a loop, or once again we can just abstract this out to LaTeX format sentences again, pass in the self, and do what was done here. So for sentence in self section body, or sentence in self section body, and what I want to do is do exactly that, what is done here. Sentence, LaTeX get sentence with a self here, And I will try to explain why I do that. Okay. So this will be done without the for loop. We'll only work on self. So the sentence template is... Okay, so here we format a sentence, here we format citations. Let's see the template, because I think I'm losing the track of what I want to do. So I need to be able to make it a little clear for myself as well. So let's go and see the templates. And when we have a sentence, we need to put in the sentence in a citation string, or just get a sentence. And while this is a single sentence, I need exactly what is done here. So LaTeX get sentence and LaTeX format citations, right? Perfect. So this is supposed to work. And section now, while getting the format sentences, right? So there's multiple of those. So for each sentence, we want to get the sentence. And add it to the self exactly as such. And when calling this here, it will be formatting all of the sentences at once from this sentence class. It will be adding those strings into the self-formatted sentences, and later on use these formatted sentences to substitute the section template, which is defined here. And this is extremely important because the sentence itself is either this or this. It's small, it's pretty small, right? But then if we build this sentences, right? Then we can substitute the information for the formatted section body, right? And when we do that, we also need to include the section title, but then we only care about having this done right within its special defined structure, having this done right in its own special structure, and then we only, let's say, divide and conquer the problem, because the sentence is only caring about formatting sentences. The section is only caring about formatting sections. And we will slowly build all of those data structures, all of those methods and so on, and they will be interlocked in potentially and hopefully a well-defined system that can translate some scientific writing. So okay, this seems correct, right? I'll have to document that for sure. Okay, so I'm just defining the doc strings so that later on, when I read it myself, I'll have a clear view of if this is supposed to, if this works correctly, and if it's even supposed to do what is defined. I should be close to testing this code right now, I believe, because I think that most of my code is finished. So format LaTeX citations, let's see if this is within a sentence. Yes, it is. So I can delete it from utils. That's perfect. Prepare LaTeX string. This is something that I can also delete. This is old legacy code, let's say, right? Which is not needed. Save to output might be needed, because this is, just saving a string to an output file path, which, to be honest, is pretty relevant for this application and might stay in a function format. The processing pipeline can stay the same as well. What I need to watch out for is to create these sentences, right? So instead of just blindly appending sentences to the section body, what I need to do, the section takes a list of sentences, right? So instead of appending the sentence as it is in the schema, which would be like so, I will create my own structure from the sentence type that we created, right? So from sentence import sentence, which is my own data structure that contains all of the information required for a sentence. And here we'll just go sentence and initialize it with the sentence text, and that would be sentence and section body, and sentence itself will be sentence text, to be honest, and I think I'll make it so sentence text and let's make sure so that while I use the sentence, I call it by keyword arguments. So sentence text is equal to sentence text, and citation list is equal to sentence of citations. Yeah, so we are creating sentence structures that contain sentence text and citation list. And this is good. This is good enough for now, I believe. Because we are iterating over section objects, which this could be creating a document as well. I could be adding these sections because section body, I believe, is just a list of sentences, right? Yeah, document add section, right? And I'm doing so. Yeah. So this is correct. We are getting sentences and then adding the section, adding this to the section body. In the document, well, this is just title of a section. I don't know what else to say here. The level of the section is also the same. The section is a subsection or just a section, right? This could be the explanation. Section body is a list of sentences that build up the section text. Yeah. And for each section, I need to get the LaTeX format section. That's correct, and I'm returning the section string. And the utils are correct. This is correct. I define a document. I define sentences, and I define sections. Or I just add sections here. or rather here. So this is a little tricky because I don't know what for I have why the add section method with these parameters, while I could just add a section by itself and append it, and then no need for this here, for this section definition. I need to rethink the architecture of that, but I won't be doing it right now. Right now I would like to try and test it. So let's define some kind of a new information and section body, right? Because we changed the schemas. This is section body. And what is important here is that we have a list of objects. And then this will be the section text. Our sentence text. And citations. A list of strings again, which is just that. So that's why I'll leave an empty list of citations here. And in order to test this, I will add another section, which will be all of level 2 with section body, again, list of sentence text is like so, and then we have citations. In this case, I will leave an empty list of citations, and in another one we will indeed place some citations, but the sentence next time, the first sentence is without another test section or sub section. Okay, and right now let's just try and run this. So Python main continue not properly in loop, and this is within sentence in line 26. Yes, that's correct. And this might break this, so we need an else for that. And we need to indent. Name prepare LaTeX string is not defined. This is in utils. Prepare LaTeX string is not defined. So we are passing the JSON. Let's call it LaTeX pipeline. And input will be the process JSON, right? Or not really? Because parsing the JSON is returning a document. So I can just straight up save this to output. Or no. No, not really. It returns a document. So what I need to do here is do document class in order to do that, and the string to save will be document class dot and LaTeX. I need to rewrite parts of my error handling, which if this fails, it will just return some empty documents, and we will have to check. So this is document class and parsing. Okay. and if not parsing okay, then we just return. And all of the other parsing markdown and such I've deleted, which was my mistake, so let's define them again. Parse markdown, and this returns a document as well, and a boolean, which in this case let's go true, or let's go false because it's not implemented yet. So, and pass LaTeX, I believe. Alright. And what else? Pass markdown, pass LaTeX, passing okay. And here as well, passing okay. But we are not using those, and that's the same error handling here. And as you can see, this is why I don't really like working with Python for more serious implementations, because the readability is quickly getting wrecked, just because we only work with indentation and not necessarily brackets, and there is no way of like reading this nicely. It's just like normally I would count brackets, or how much brackets there is on which level I am and so on, and here I can only look, and we already have three indentations here. That's just not ideal in my opinion, but this is what I have to deal with. And for the sake of the black formatting, you can see that this is really heavily indented. There is no way of seeing where this if statement ends and if it's not affecting the section body here, because normally I would have a bracket here and it would just be clear. But it's not clear in this case. Okay, let's try and run it once again. Okay. Error, root paragraph body object does not contain sentence key. So paragraph body object, rather section body. So let's work with the logging here, section body. This was here, if sentence, not in sentence. So let's try and run it with a debugger and see what kind of data do we work with. Okay, so we have section object, section body, and section object, section body is indeed a list of sentences, right? So yeah, see, that's the case. So it's good that yesterday I wrote the schema verification parsing here, because this needs to be sentence text and not really sentence. So sentence text key, and right now let's try to run it. Section body not found in the input JSON. Section body not found in the input JSON. Okay, that's weird. Let's verify this information. So we have a section body here, and we have a section body here. Okay, let's see. And run it with debugger once again, because it's clear that I'm missing something. Okay. So section body, not in section object. What is the section object? It's this, but there is a section body here. Ah, see. Seciton. Seciton, not section. Seciton, whatever. So I've made a typo here. See, so that's why. Okay. LaTeX string takes 0 position arguments, but 1 was given in utils line. Okay. This is kind of weird. Once again, document class LaTeX string. So document class LaTeX string just takes the self section list and should transform it to the result string and return it. So type error. This is kind of weird. Oh, wait. Wait, what? I wonder what broke here. Let me give me some time. Okay, so coming back to it, I was thinking this might be my user error because I could be placing a positional argument here, which I was not doing that, right? And I figured it out, and this is just because the document might be just something in here, right? And I've just noticed that I'm not passing in self, so I think that might be the case for this program bagging out. So name template is not defined, and this is because I'm not importing template. Run it again. LaTeX templates is not defined. Once again, is string templates. Import LaTeX templates. That should fix my problem. Name sentence is not defined. This is interesting. Nah, it's simpler. This is if not self dot citation list, right? Because there is no sentence dot sentence, and this is just self dot sentence text. Same for this one here. This is just self citation list, which I don't need to pass in the citation list anyway, because I can just do that by an empty list as well here, because I'm doing this here anyway. So while calling this, there should not be a problem of empty citation string, but it might be. Sentence object has no attribute formatted sentences. So we are within sentences. Can only concatenate string, not non-typed string. Self-formatted sentences plus equals. And where is that? In section line 50. LaTeX gets sentence. And why is this? So I have just received a question. What are those LaTeX strings? LaTeX string is a specific format for creating scientific manuscripts, or rather just a format of... Okay, And I know what is happening here. I'm getting the sentence, but I'm not returning. I'm not returning from here, which is, well, incorrect. So let's return the self-formatted sentence, or let's just get another. Let's go latex format, sentence, and def latex get sentence self, and then let's go just let's go like that. Let's go self dot latex format sentence, and then let's just go return self formatted sentence. Right, so this is incorrect in here, it's correct in here, and right now let's verify if this works somehow. Name sentence is not defined in sentence because it's no longer a sentence, but it's just rather self-sentence text. So I'm just debugging my program here. Okay, and did it create something? This should be outputting a text file, a different text file than this, but it does not do that. So it might be the case of something wrong. The string to save is here. Right. And might, let's see, and it does. It creates a section, and everything seems to be working as it should. So let's just add some more information. So let's say we have one sentence with citations, another one without citations, and then another one with citations, yet another one with citations, and here let's go Nastariel 2021. Bam. So we'll have another sentence here. Let's go with the level 3 of section here, and let's just run it again. Okay, yeah. So this seems to be working correctly, apart from minor errors here. Minor errors in my writing because I didn't place a comma after the end of the sentence here. But it seems like I have finished a proper way of translating this kind of schema, this kind of JSON schematic into a LaTeX file, or at least a LaTeX body, not really a correct LaTeX format file, right? But just the body, so that I can write stuff in this manner. So sentence with citations, and then I can generate automatically the body of text, which I can send my preprints to some kind of a scientific repository, and I can send my publisher ready template, LaTeX template to the publishers. So first of all, let's cut this one, or let's just reveal this one in Explorer because it's not, should not be here. And let's verify. I have placed in here, but for the sake of cleaning up this project, I might do that in part 3. But right now, let's just, and Let's git ignore this bad boy here. I don't know why it's in here.